Do you want a chance to win some awesome Genji Shuriken? All you have to do is subscribe, hit that notification button, leave some feedback in the comment section below, and enjoy the video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Heroes never die.
Make the ground shake.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video today. Today we're going to be doing a new type of reaction videos. Instead of just reacting to montage or just funny moments, I'm going to actually be reacting to videos from other huge Overwatch YouTubers like Your Overwatch, Unit Lost, Overwatch Central, etc, etc. So even when they make videos talking about how to counter dive, etc, etc, I'm going to be listening, and as we're both going to be watching, I'm going to be showing you what I agree with, what I don't agree with, or my thoughts on it. So without any further ado, let's get started, people. Let's get it. Alright.
Sombra has quickly become one of my favorite heroes to play in Season 5, and that's for two reasons. One, she's incredibly good against so many characters that get played right now, and two, after studying the best pro players playing at Apex in Korea, I've really picked up a lot of the best uses and playstyles to activate Sombra's power in the current meta, and I want to share that with you today. Now, there's so many things that I could talk about with Sombra. I'm going to have to make multiple videos about her. There's no other way around it. She's one of the most difficult heroes in the entire game.
I agree with that.
There's so much going on. There's so much debatable play that it's difficult to really pin down simple advice, because there's so much contextual information going on all the time. But for this video in particular, I want to narrow in her ability to directly counter the flanky, divey characters that dominate the meta right now. We're talking about Diva Winston, Genji Tracer Pharah. Each will have varying degrees of trouble for you right now, depending on what level of matchmaking you're playing at. Yeah. But when played well, Sombra can do well against all of them if you know what you're doing. We're going to show examples of
you're going to have to let me see some examples. You're going to have to let me see some examples.
And the very first is Genji. Genji's blade
is one
of the
most
devastating ultimate abilities in the game right now, next to Soldier's Sights, I would say. It has the ability to just unsheath and then quickly zip through your whole team and kill so many players so fast that you don't really have time to react. Well, getting a hack off, which both includes either manually hacking or, of course, EMPing, so that the hack effect applies, is great against Genji for a couple reasons. Well, one, as he's setting up to be able to try to get into a position to get a good Dragon Blade off, if you hack him then, he can't run away, he can't dash, and you can focus him before he unsheaths his blade. But what's even more interesting is hacking Genji after he's unsheathed his blade. This especially, I think, can be good if they put two ults into Genji and Nano Blade, because when Genji is hacked, his most lethal ability gets removed, and that's his dash reset.
I hear you loud and clear.
That's what allows him to be able to
rampage.
He did just
die from that too.
Because after he slices and gets a kill, he has an incredibly powerful movement ability that gets him where he's going. Alright,
I agree with that. I won't even lie. Like, when Genji in general versus Sombra is a really different matchup. I think Sombra pretty much is going to win every single time, because put it like this: when you're fighting a Genji and you shoot him, the first two bullets he's already deflecting, doing all of this, whatever that crap is, and the moment he starts deflecting, boom, you can hack him. Now he can't dash you, and he's just literally going to be sitting there just trying to jump and throw shurikens, and as a Sombra, you can literally just mow him down. So I definitely agree with what he's saying.
If you get the hack off on him, although he does still have the lethal blade, of course, without his ability to dash quickly at you like the cyber ninja he is, he sort of looks like he's bringing a knife to a gunfight, Indiana Jones style. And that's an example of a really tight, narrow, by the margins counterplay that you can pull off with Sombra that really isn't possible with other characters in the game. Sure, a well-timed drop the beat might be able to do it, but it's not out and out as strong of a counter as removing his ability to get in on your team. Now, in your own play, you might want to be careful to make sure that your team isn't all clumped up, because if that's the case, he's just going to cleave into your team anyway, and his inability to Swift Strike's not going to matter. But if your team is split up enough to be able to dodge the Dragon Blade, hacking him can be incredible. Now, the next map we're going to look at is playing it up against a Pharah, who I give her quite a headache with Sombra. Again, I think Sombra is an even better counter to Pharah than McCree is right now, because the cool thing you could do up against a Pharah player is swap the play styles entirely. Normally, Pharah plays as the hunter against the hit scans trying to pursue her. Sombra's mobility and stealth means that Pharah's never going to know where you're at. With that being the case, you can always be at an off angle behind the engagement in a way that she just can't be prepared for. Always ready to crossfire and punish her as she flies through the sky. Mobility is king in this meta right now, and Pharah is able to play at a range that a character like McCree can't even damage. With that being the case, a good Sombra being able to triangulate the engagement and get in on behind it can swap the roles of Pharah and put her on the back foot. If the Pharah is unable to just freely fly over your team and pelt rockets into them because she's afraid of getting shot in the back by your Sombra, even if you don't directly kill her every engagement, you can be a big enough threat to minimize her impact and allow your team to freely fight the way they want to. Now, of course, watching this gameplay, what you've noticed me do is do the classic farming for Sombra ult playstyle, hacking as many health packs as you can, getting in, harassing, building EMP, and then EMPing as many of the enemy as you can at the point of contact, making it a pretty easy cleanup from there. Now, the complexities of who to EMP when will go on, and that's kind of the reason why I have to make multiple videos about this, but of course, one of the easiest targets is a Zenyatta, because if you EMP him along with a lot of his other teammates, he won't be able to get his ult off, first of all, but also you deal 150 damage to him immediately, meaning that he's going to be a quick follow-up frag, basically for free. But to that point, even dueling up against the Pharah or Tracer in this context, the interesting thing about Sombra isn't that she has bad damage. Well, she does. The damage for her weapon isn't that great. But it's so reliable and you have so much ammo that it's great at doing the job Sombra's supposed to be doing. And that's following up and crossfiring and finishing off targets that either she hacks or she's pursuing from the back. When you play her right in that context, Sombra's weapon looks very capable. But if you're trying to play her as the heart of the engagement, main damage dealer, like Soldier, spamming out into the distance from afar, you're not really going to see as much success as you would permeating the team fight, using your positioning to find the fights that are best for you, to eliminate key targets and get key hacks to shut down Tracer's ability to stall and run away, shut down Winston's ability to jump around, shut down D.Va's ability to stall as well without defense matrix. Anytime you get a hack off on any of these targets, when they're fighting on the point, they all of a sudden are sitting ducks. And just like everything we said about beating Genji Blade, the same would go for Primal Rage with Winston, I would say. If he's not able to jump every 2 seconds, he's much easier to hit, and having 1,000 hit points doesn't really matter if he's the easiest target to hit in the world, kind of just waddling around as big as King Kong. Now, of course, I may have waited too long in the video to put the big disclaimer of be careful when you're picking Sombra, because it's very easy to be ineffective with her because she's so tricky.
Yeah.
But almost more important is that a lot of teammates don't know how to play with a Sombra and can get confused about where your strengths lie. Like the win condition kind of changes in a way that puts people off. Now, in this engagement right here, I kind of show off how Sombra...
Okay, right away, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to end it right there, simply because I'm going to tell you guys this. The video is called Sombra Counters Dive. Not once have I heard him talk about countering dive at all. Now, yes, it's clickbaity, and I understand he makes these videos every single day and he has to, you know, expand it to 10 minutes or whatever, but listen. Sombra is a valuable pick if you're good with her. Now, don't sit there and go, oh, I'm gonna pick Sombra because he said Sombra counters dive. That is a lie, and he lied, period, to you guys. Your Overwatch, you're a liar, and hey, I'm still subscribed to you. I like your stuff, but I'm calling you a liar on this video, point blank, period. Now, we're gonna talk about why you're a liar. Winston, Zarya, Genji, Tracer, Lucio, Mercy. That is what the dive meta might be. You swap one of those out with Pharah, maybe. That is what the dive meta is. Now, countering dive means you shut it down. Sombra has no potential to shut anything down once they are dived. She has, like he said, in that video he was playing the slow, build the ult charge. It's not gonna work. You see dive most of the times on King of the Hill maps. Oh, excuse me, I mean choke point maps. So pretty much he won't have time to build the ult charge slow and wait till he gets EMP because you're getting dived. What don't you understand about dive? You're getting dived, okay? They're not holding the Reinhardt shield, waiting for stuff to happen. No, the moment you get to the choke point, Winston's in. Zarya bubble him. Tracer and Genji are with that Winston, attacking those healers, and boom, your whole enemy line is destroyed. The reason Roadhog, Reaper, maybe Fair, the reason they counter dives is because they do instant damage that shuts that shit down immediately. The Winston dives in, dead. No time to do any damage. And then you can focus on Tracer, and then you can focus on the Genji. And sometimes you won't even get the Tracer or the Genji. You'll get the Winston and maybe another hero, and then you guys will just get picked and picked and picked, and the fight will just reset. If you have a Sombra, that's one less DPS character damaging that Winston down. That Winston dives you, and you're instantly behind the enemy lines trying to get a hack. Oh, I hacked this. Oh, I hacked this. Well, meanwhile, your whole team's dead, man. Sombra does not counter dive, and your Overwatch, you're wrong. And I call you out on that one. You're wrong. So, don't listen to that, okay? Do not listen to this video. Screw that. Sombra doesn't counter dive, and that's the end of that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, make sure you check out my other content. Also, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button, leave a like, and leave me some feedback in the comment section below. I hope you all have an amazing day, and this is Mr. SSG saying peace.